That's the wrong one. Fuck. How's it going, guys? Series here with another 100 map farm for the Divination Scarab of Pilfering. Now we'll be using a different set of maps this time around. I have scried Basilica onto Mausoleum because the boss in Mausoleum is also kind of slow and it's easier to kill him than Jungle Valley. Furthermore, Basilica has a better divination card pool. We have 7 years bad luck, which grants mirror shards, and the enlightened card. Those cards are of good value, and we have a chance to drop the damnation, which is very, very valuable right now, and it's kind of our jackpot aim. Now I think it's about the same as the old video. If you haven't seen it, check that out. It was very, very nice and lucrative. We'll be using on each map 3 ambush scarabs, 1 ambush scarab of discernment, and 1 divination scarab of pilfering. We'll be using ambush on the map device, and of course we'll be using Eater of World Altars. Now if you want to know why we're using Eater of World Altars, we have I have made an explanation on the previous video in detail. You can go ahead and check that out. As for the maps themselves, they're mausoleum maps with at least 110% quant. Now let's talk about the atlas. This is pretty standard. We're taking almost every scarab node we can find with all the quant wheel and the inner quant wheel. We're also taking all the increase effective explicit modifiers on the map, except for Chisel Perfection, because quality does not affect those 8 modded maps. They don't have quality. We're taking all the Strongbox nodes, of course, except for the Cartographer ones, and we're taking all the chance to spawn Delirium in our maps, but this time around I switched from the other Delirium nodes that make the Delirium mirror spawn slower to Unending Nightmare. We're not going to be dropping Delirium Simulacrum Splinters or Delirium Orb, but it's fine because we have Unending Nightmare. We will not be exiting Delirium. Now of course, if you can't handle that, you want to remove Unending Nightmare so you can end the Delirium before you enter the boss. As for the mechanics, I'm only blocking Ritual because the Ritual mobs are very annoying to deal with. Now, if you want to block the other mechanics, of course you're free to do so. You're gonna be losing some other points, but it's fine in my opinion. But there are a lot of good scarabs to drop even in the mechanics. For example, Essence has a good scarab to drop right now. Blight has a good scarab to drop. Even Harvest has a good scarab to drop, so I'm not blocking them. And of course we're taking Eater of Worlds with as many pack size as we can. Now as in terms of investment, we're looking at 1 divine worth of scarabs of ambush, 1 divine worth of discernment scarab. I paid 8 divines for the pilfering scarab. Now I understand that these have been going up quite in price, so when the video comes out I think they will be more expensive, but as for now I only paid 8 divines for all the scarabs. I paid 4 divines for 108 corrupted maps, and finally we're going to be using the Mapcraft 100 times for an extra 300 chaos, which bring our total investment to about 16 divines for 100 maps. Now just before we get into the highlights, I really need to say that this farm really depends on jackpot drops and good drops. This is why we're taking so much quant on our maps. This is not the farm where you can expect consistency. You might run maybe, I don't know, 20 maps without dropping a valuable divination card, or you might drop 20 maps with all of them dropping good divination cards. And of course we are relying on the scarabs that drop and the raw currency from the strong boxes, which get duplicated. But if you're not chasing jackpot items or rare drops, this farm might not be for you, especially with the price of these scarabs going very high. So this is something I wanted to say, because some people might expect to have a lot of income with just 20 maps or 40 maps. This is why I run 100 maps at minimum, to get a decent sample size of what is expected. Now I leave you with the highlights, and we'll see you back to discuss the loot. Welcome back, guys. As you can see, we have about 1.5 quad tab full of loot. This is simply because I strictened my filter a lot since last time. I have filtered out everything except some fusings and some chaos and some alterations and some chromes. Everything else has been filtered out. I do not see jewelers anymore. Even small stacks of alterations and fusings do not appear on my filter. This is just because I want to make the looting process faster. So I've looted much less than before, but you're here for the juicy drops. We have dropped one with nothing cluster jewel. This was from a unique Delhi boss. We've dropped 6 raw Valdo boxes, 11 raw divines, 3 containment scarabs, 2 awakening scarabs, 2 catalyzing scarabs. Of course, we have the 3 invitations from the altars. As for the cards, we dropped 2 nurses, 2 7 years bad luck. Now, in my opinion, I thought I would have dropped more than just 2, but I guess maybe it's just bad luck. We've dropped 8 monochromes cards, so this is actually 2 extra Valdos. We got 4 Gem Cutters Mercy, 2 the Dragon's Heart. We've got 12 Enlightened. Now this is actually 2 gems. We've got the 4 Wealth and Power. We got a stack of Fortunates, almost another stack of Fortunates, 6 Divine Beauties, and 4 the Sephiroth. Now let's upload everything to Wheatly Exile and see how much that's worth. So for the first quad tab, we have a value of 33 divines. Most of this comes from the cartography Scarabs of Risks. We have 50 of them. We've dropped a lot of chaos, a lot of alterations, 4 brother stash, which is very, very bad luck. If this was the brother's gift, this would have been 20 divines instead of 20 exalts, but it is what it is. We got 52 chaotic dispositions, a lot of fusing, 1,000 of them, a few grand ichors. Well, we've got a lot of stuff right here. We got 13 divines worth of scarabs, 10 divines worth of currency. Now, interestingly, here I have a good Venters. Let's see what it is. Just a second. There it is. It has the implicit hatred has increased aura effect. Now I think I can sell this for some currency right here. As you can see, this is worth about a divine. We've got a batch of the Brotherhood and a Fury Valve. This is not worth a lot. As for the second tab, it's been priced at around 59 divines. Now, of course, I don't need to say it. The Wheatly Exile prices those tabs less than they are actually worth. Now we're looking here at around 100 divines minus the initial investment. That makes around 84 divines of profit. Now, of course, I think I just had a little bad RNG. Maybe if I dropped the better divination cards, the number would have been much higher. Just like the last time, we dropped 2 unrequited loves. This is what skyrocketed the profit. But as I said, this is a jackpot strategy. Sometimes you hit big. However, I would say that this is quite consistent. If you're running the 8 modded corrupted maps, of course you're going to drop a lot of currency, but of course a strategy that relies on jackpots isn't what everybody wants. I'm just here to run numbers. I'm not saying that this is the best strategy, of course. Everybody likes to farm something. This strategy might be valid for some of you, however other people would prefer more consistent profit. You are free to do what you want. Of course, there's the Abyss farm. That's I think the most profitable farm right now. However, not all the builds can run it. Of course, if you're not a caster, you don't have the caster mastery, it's hell opening the boxes. I am rolling a trickster right now specifically to target this farm. I want to see how actually profitable it is, but the current build relies on a lot of currency, so I think I might be halfway there. When it's ready, I will be making a video about it and covering maybe 100 maps of Abyss. Who knows, we'll see. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this clarifies the difference between the last one and this one. The last one we made a giga drop. This one was kind of in the lower income because we did not have any big drops. But it's good to know that even with not a lot of giga drops, the strategy still earns you money. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment. I answer everything. And as always, like if you like, subscribe if you want, and thank you for watching.